Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your friend Bats. My name is Jared, and we are standing in front of my collected edition collection. My graphic novels, my trade paperbacks, my hardcovers, my omnibus, my fiance's collection as the My Little Ponies, and my indies, and my Marvel. So why I'm showing you this is because I've noticed there is well, for starters, I recently saw a reel, an Instagram, a TikTok, whatever, by I don't know what you want to call him, a comic book influencer. I think his name's Alex Moon. He's the guy with the cowboy hat and the blue tape on his nose. He has some good videos. I like a lot of his content. Don't always agree with him, which it'd be weird if I did. So he had said in a recent video that when you buy your comics, you should just read them immediately. Don't let them stack up on you. And I agree with that statement. That's a valid statement to make. And so what I'm getting at is I've been in a lot of Facebook comic book collecting groups, and I'm starting to notice that a lot of these collectors aren't actually comic book readers, but just kind of collectors. They're just, they like the idea of reading comic books, but they don't seem to ever read their books. They have a much bigger collection than I do of just like omnibus. And I don't know if you're aware, but an omnibus at retail is $100. And even if you get it on like in-stock trades for 40% off, that's still a $60 book. And they have shelves and shelves of $60 books. And so I'm starting to notice that it's not even really about reading comics. It's more about consumerism and kind of getting views and likes and things like that for validation for being an owner of books. I thought it was really weird. But then I started to think about myself and think of all the books that I haven't read that I also own. And then I started feeling bad. And I'm like, oh, okay, judge ye if ye not be judged, right? So I'm going to make myself accountable by showing you all of the books that I have not read. And I am going to put a caveat on there. I do buy trade paperbacks of stories that I have already read. For example, I read this era of Batman and Robin. It's Batman and Robin from the New 52 by Pat Gleason and Peter Tomasi. I read that as it came out in the floppies. And I own them in trade paperback, but I don't have the floppies anymore. I gave them away to some kids and sold them to shops and to other nerds and so on and so forth. I did that with a lot of my floppies. Same with like my Tom King. I read all of these as they were coming out, but I haven't read these collected editions. So I don't count those as like unread because I've read them, and I've read them, as they came out. So I guess I already said that. So for example, I have read this, right? I've read the first one, but I have not read the second volume of the Golden Age. And one of the reasons I didn't finish the second volume of the Golden Age because I realized that they weren't going to continue the series, so I stopped reading them. I have read all the Neil Adams issues, but however, I have not read Odyssey. I bought this. I haven't read it. I've read the Alan Burnett one, and I've read the Archie Goodwin one, but I have not read the Len Wein, Jerry Conway, Marshall Rogers, or Strange Apparitions. So just already, well, we got 7 books that I haven't read. I have read Year One, who hasn't? Lovers of Madmen, Monsters, right? I've read all of this. I have not read Fortunate Son. I have read all of the detective comics through the 80s and 90s. I have them all in floppy, as well as the regular Batman run. That's what Caped Crusader is. I've read all of this. I have not read Venom. I own Venom, but I've never read it. I have never finished the second issue of Legacy, or second volume of Legacy. So I'll pull that out. Now, these are some of the very first trade paperbacks, the Cataclysm things I bought when I started my collection. Some early stuff. Then they came out with the next, like these bigger editions. So I have not read these big editions. And there's more story than there are in these 5 volumes than there is these 6. I remember reading this stuff kind of as it came out, but I don't really remember it too well. So I haven't read that. So I'm starting to look accountable for my own consumerisms. Right. I've read all these. Now, same thing. I've read War Drums, and War Games as it was coming out in floppy. And so then I, for some reason, decided I need the other ones. I haven't read it. So, read all of these. Now, what's funny is Gotham Underground. I love this cover. This cover is awesome. Has all the Batman characters on it. I've owned this since it was released in trade and never read it. I don't know why. All of these I have read. I've read. Same thing with like New 52. This is New 52 Batman. I'm missing a volume right here, number 6, because my fiance is reading it. It's on her nightstand. I read all of these as they came out in floppy, but I bought the trades for the sake of buying the trades because I wanted it in collected edition. Still haven't read the Last Night on Earth. I don't know why, but I haven't. Ed Brubaker, this is like the Batman 600 era. The good stuff. I read that. Read the Batman and Robin New 52. Dark Knight, the Greg Hurwitz run. Great stuff. Have not finished Batman Catwoman. I've started it, but I have not finished it. I have read all of these Batman. And I am currently, you can see here, I'm currently reading the 2nd volume of Ram V, but I have not read the 3rd volume of Ram V, the 4th or 5th. Right, I have not read the new Joshua Williamson, Batman and Robin. I have not read this weird book. And I have not read My Man Bat or Joker's Asylum, which is volume 2. It's given to me by Bruce. I have read the Batman Omni, but I have not read the 2nd one or the compendium of Batman Beyond. So that's, I have, let's see, let's just account my Batman that I need to read. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. I have 31 Batman books that I need to read. All right, moving on. I don't know if I'll ever read Supergirl Cosmic Adventures of 8th Grade. Not really for me. I got it from my fiance. She likes cute and fun books, and so that's pretty much for her. I have not read volume 3. Have not read Exile. You can still see the plastic. Have not read Triangle Era. Did read all this. Haven't read Emperor Joker's. That's my dog's toy. All right, I need to sit down. Look at all these damn dog toys. Damn dog. I have not read Superman Unchained. I never finished it, I guess so. I started it in floppies back in the day. And I know for a fact that I have not read pretty much any of Superman New 52 outside of Grant Morrison's run. However, I have read all of the Rebirth Superman. I've read all of the Bendis run. Hi, Alfred. Hi, Alfred. What's going on, kitty cat? No, you want to attack my hand? And here's Boops. I have read all the Bendis run. I have read all the, what's his name? Johnson? I can't think of his first name now. Philip Kennedy Johnson. And then I have, this is where I'm behind on Superman. I have not read Revenge of the Demon, Superstars, or Phantoms. I am also behind on the Joshua Williamson run, so I have not read The Rise of Superwoman. Who hasn't read For All Seasons? Everyone's read Birthright, Secret Origins, read that. I have not read Tom King's Up in the Sky or Superman Red and Blue. So just in my Superman that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 Supermans. And moving on. Old man getting up. So just bought this yesterday, so I have not read Absolute Martian Manhunter. I have not finished Azrael, Fallen Angel. Catwoman 1 and 2 by Jim Ballant. Challengers of the Unknown. Even though 0 Hour is still in plastic, I have read it. So I have not read Final Night or DC 1 Million. I have not read Dark Knight, Death Metal. I have not, this was given to me, but I have not read Mark Waid's Volume 7. And I know I've read these in old trades, so I'm going to skip those because I've read the entire Jeff Johns run, but they were in like the old trades from like 2003, 2004, 2005 era. I obviously read, who hasn't read Flash Rebirth? I've read all of these. I have not read Flashpoint Beyond. And even though I only have 3 and 4, I have not read Gotham Central 3 and 4, but I want 1 and 2. But I know I've read 1 and 2 in the past, so I just haven't read 3 and 4 because I want to reread the entire series as a whole. I've read every Green Arrow book that I have. I'll move my baby pictures out of the way. And why is there a friggin' mosquito in here? Die, bastard. Got him. I have read this. I own this, but I used to have the smaller trades from back in the day. So this collects all of the Emerald Knight stuff. Or not Emerald Knight. What was it called? I forget what they called it. It was like a different... It's that like DC post-crisis reboot of Hal Jordan. For some reason I have 2 copies of Rebirth. Read all of these, but I have not read these 3. The newer Green Lantern stuff. Behind on Green Lantern. I have not read the Jeff Johns Hawkman, which I do own, but I have read the Venditti run, but I want 3 and 4 because this is where I fell off in the floppies back in the day. I have not read this compendium of Joker, which is like, there's like 20 issues in here, and it was like $10, so that was cool. It was $10 online, so I like bought it like impulsively. I have read these Justice Leagues, but I've only read the first 2 of the Scott Snyders, but I haven't read pretty much this entire chunk of Justice League. And like, I'm behind drastically. So that's why I haven't got the Bendis run or the new Mark Waid run. Same with Nightwing, right? So like I've owned pretty much every issue of Nightwing in the floppies. So I buy them in trade as well, but I have I've read all my Nightwing. These are still in plastic because I wanted them in collected editions, but I have read all the floppies as they came out. All the Tom Taylor, here's the new Dan Waters. I just did a review on that. Read both my Riddlers, but I have not read my Bronze Age Robin or my Mark Waid, Dan Morris Shazam. I have a lot of books that I haven't read. I have finished Wonder Woman Volume 1 by George Perez, but I bought the entire series of George Perez, Mensler, Loeb, and I cannot find Volume 3 of John Burns. I have not read that one either. And so I have a lot of Wonder Woman to read. I have read Titans 1, but I have not read Titans 2 because there's a 1.5 called Beast World or something that takes place between. I've read the first two, I've read the original Trinity, the first two, but I have not read 3 and 4. So there's that. I have read all of Batman and Superman in the past, but I did just want it all, so I have it in omnibus form. But I have not read any of the new 52 stuff. I think I read the first few issues and I didn't like it, but I wanted to give it a try again, and I found all these in like bargain bins. And I'm just missing Volume 2. So once I find Volume 2 or I start 1, I'll probably have to chase down 2. I have read all of the Rebirth and current run of World's Finest. I've read Young Justice 1 and 2, but I have not read 4 because I don't have 3, because 3's stupid hard to find. And I have read Batman the Damned and Superman Year 1. Moving on. This is going to be a long video. I have read My Little Pony. I'm just kidding. But I have read My Little Pony Volume 1. But my fiance's tripping, just thinking I'm going to read all of this when I haven't read all of that over there. I will say I buy these for her, but I did read Robots in Disguise, but I haven't read the second one. Yeah, that's her. That's her New Frontier. And she likes Darwin Cook. So I've read all of Firepower, read all of Invincible, but I have not read Invincible Universe. I have not read Oblivion Song. I have read these in the past, but I'm pretty sure I fell off somewhere. So I'm going to say 2. I have read Ambassadors, haven't read American Jesus, Big Game, Chrononauts 2, haven't finished Empress because I don't like it. It's the first Martial Art book I haven't read. I have read Hit Girl Columbia, so there's those. Read Huck. Finished all that I have of Jupiter's Legacy. Read all of my Kick-Ass, King of Spies, Kingsman, Magic Order, MPS, Nemesis. I have not read Nightclub 2 or Prodigy 2. Sharky, the Bounty Hunter. Haven't read Superior in a very, very long time since it's come out, but I have read it, so I just own it. Starlight I haven't read, and so what I have, like, this is technically one book. So I haven't read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Say 8 of my Mark Millar stuff. I haven't finished the Action Bible, so I guess that's bad on my end. I don't know how much of American Vampire I've read, but I want to read the whole series, so I'm collecting it. The arcs, I got this from a guy at a convention and haven't read it. Haven't finished my Cyberfrog. Same thing with Danger Club. Bought that from a convention. Haven't finished it. Haven't finished Fables. Haven't even started Geiger. And I've read up to volume 2 of Radiant Black, but I have 3, 4, 5, 6, and Radiant Pink. And then on the Turtles end, oh man, I got so many damn books. I've read the Bible, thank goodness. Where am I at? So I'll just say from 9 to 15, I know I haven't read. But, and then the mini-series, I haven't read these ones. And believe it or not, I have not read Last Ronin. I never finished it because it was coming out really late. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 Turtles. And then let's go over to my Marvels. So I'm trying to read ASM in order. So I've read the first, was this 11 volumes of Amazing Spider-Man, but I have not read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got freaking house plants dangling in front of my books. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and I have read the JMS run, so that counts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 AMS. I have not read the Spider-Girl, Daredevil by Bendis, so that's 4. And I realize I'm never going to read Fantastic Four, so I'm just going to sell all my Fantastic Fours. But I have read One More Day, Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men. Read both my Wolverines. Have read this, and this I found on the street in San Francisco. So I'll probably never read it. It's just there. So I have almost like 100 books out of like the 400 that I own. So I guess what I'm saying is I've decided that it's probably for the best that your boy does not buy any more collected editions until he has read them all. Because consumerism is bad. You should read your comics. And I have a lot of comics that I have not read, so I have plenty of books to read and do reviews on. So plenty of stuff that I can read in the meantime before not buying any new collected editions. But with that said, I am going to continue having my comic book subscriptions and buying some floppies from time to time. Like, I am interested in the Stephanie Phillips Daredevil because everyone is saying it's going to be terrible. But I want to read it now because everyone says that. So, thanks for watching. Catch you guys on the next one. Save your money, invest, and make good financial decisions. So, catch you guys on the next one. Peace.